accidental trouble magnet. Last we left off, we read chapter 13, and chapter 13 was all about Ramadan, which is a Muslim holiday where they are not allowed to eat or drink from when the sun comes up in the morning to when the sun goes down at night. So they can only eat or drink when it is dark outside, I guess. And then during the day is filled with praying and other things like that, to kind of celebrate this important holiday that Muslim people celebrate. All right, so let's go ahead and get started and read chapter 14. The first fast was on a Monday. Miriam was going to wake up for the midnight feast because she was going to be fasting for the whole of Ramadan for the first time. The meal is called suhoor, and it has to happen before dawn. My mom said that I wasn't allowed to get up for it because I was still too young. I wasn't happy about this at all. I wanted my Ferrari. So I put up a fuss and turned on the turbo on my pester power. In the end, Mom said I could practice keeping a fast on the weekend. I said fine, but I was still worried about Miriam getting more reward points than me. So I went to school with breakfast in my tummy as usual. It was funny that at school it was just a normal day, when at home it was special because it was the first day of Ramadan, and that's all that anyone could talk about. Nobody in my class was talking about it, which is why I was super surprised when Mrs. Hutchinson bounced over to my table and said, "Happy Ramadan, Omar." That's nice. I think my cheeks might have gone red, but I looked at her happy Ramadan curls, and managed a very small thank you. "Are you fasting?" she continued, crouching down near my chair. "No, I'm not allowed." "Oh well," she said, "I'm happy to go easy on you for PE if you ever do." And she winked and went to write the date on the board. The first person I saw when I looked up was Daniel. Something was making him red and fidgety and really angry. Could it have been jealousy? At break time, Daniel came over to where Charlie and I were sitting, doing cool graffiti drawings with chalks on the floor. Okay, so there's Daniel. I don't know why he's very angry. "You're a teacher's pet," he spat out the words as if they were a really nasty part of a pet, like it's poop. And he pointed his finger at me, back and forth, before smudging up our drawings with his foot. Anger bubbled up in my chest. I imagined H2O swooping down from the clouds and whacking Daniel with his strong tail. If only he could do that for real. I was so tired of Daniel using any old excuse to pick on me. "Go away, Daniel," I said. "What will you do? Call your girlfriend Mrs. Hutchinson?" "She's not his girlfriend, okay?" said Charlie. For a second, I thought Daniel was going to try his headbutting thing again, but luckily he saw one of the teaching assistants coming toward us, so he ran away. The teaching assistant walked past us slowly, asking if everything was all right. I said yes, even though it wasn't. Afterward, Charlie asked me if we should just go and tell her or Mrs. Hutchinson that Daniel was being a big, fat bully. I just shook my head. I knew Daniel getting in trouble would only make things worse, but I also knew that I had to do something. Standing up to Daniel made me feel shaky and sick. I super definitely didn't want to have to feel that way forever. I imagined H2O flying off into the distance and entering a big fluffy white cloud in the blue sky. I decided that's where he lives. Everyone's seen it. It's the big cloud that is shaped like a dragon. It probably feels like being wrapped up in cotton balls, like the ones my mom uses on her face. If the cloud wasn't there and the sky was clear blue, it would be because H2O had gone to visit his friends or buy some dragon snacks. Or whatever dragons do in their spare time when their owners don't need them. They're the dragon snacks. And when the cloud was darker and spilled rain onto the earth, that would be when H2O was taking a shower. You didn't think dragons needed to wash? Well, maybe your dragon doesn't see as much action as my H2O. And that is the end of chapter 14. It looks like, Daniel's not very happy with Omar and Charlie. Probably because he got in trouble from that incident where he tried to, headbutt them. And then, he hit a girl on accident and he got in a bunch of trouble and everything like that. So that's probably why Daniel's really mad. And then Mrs. Hutchinson also made a comment, to Omar. She's saying, like, Happy Ramadan, Omar. And she asked if he was fasting and seems to understand what Ramadan is and why it's important to Omar. And that might kind of be rubbing Daniel the wrong way also. All right, so that is it for today. And then we will read chapter 15 next time. See ya.